And now that we'll not burn in hell, can we talk about some interesting things?
And we wanted to just explore the whole idea of culture shocks, because culture shocks, many people think, especially our white counterparts, generally think that when we talk about culture shocks, we are talking about the country in itself, how the country is, the buildings, the cars, the machines. We've never seen all this outside stuff. But Karen and I agree, culture shocks are actually, for us, our experience with culture shocks was very different. That's why we wanted to explore that today.
You have to pay €1 to use the shopping cart. So we got down, and then after walking a few steps, I saw 2 naked people walking on the beach. So for me, guys, I was like, these people walking naked on the beach cannot have removed their clothes voluntarily.
And I don't know, I think we had gone to church, and after that they tell me, let's go for a walk. I had not thought about where I was, because it just looked very beautiful and calm, and there was these straight stones, and in every stone there were dates on them, you know. So I keep saying 1900 and to 19 whatever, and then there were crosses, and then it hit me. We were walking kwa makaburini,
Graveyard.
in a graveyard. Oh dear.
Hello and welcome to your favorite conversations, Far From Home Diaspora Conversations. We are glad once again to have you here on a Wednesday morning, or whatever time you're watching. I know not everybody watches at 6 o'clock in the morning when the episode comes up. We are excited. We are grateful and thankful that we get to do this and, get to talk about our favorite topics, and with my friend Wamboi.
Hello everyone, good to have you here.
Yeah, and Wamboi, how are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm tired.
You're tired,
But I'm okay.
Yeah.
And how are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm very, very fine.
You do look fine.
Yeah, I'm
feeling
great. I'm thankful for everything that is happening or not happening at the moment.
That is good. Be grateful for both.
Yeah, for both. Because,
it's true.
Sometimes not happening is also a good thing.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
No news is good news.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And now that I know that Saturn is dead.
Saturn is dead.
When I saw that status of yours, I was down with laughter. Guys, if you don't know what we are talking about, Wamboi, can you I don't know where you got that from, but it made my evening. It's just amazing.
It was so funny. I was forwarded a very, very small message by very important person in my life who comes from Nigeria. And me and him have talked a lot about Nigeria and how Nigerians are over-exaggerated, have a very extremely high self-esteem. And
it doesn't get bigger than Nigeria.
It doesn't really. Nigerians were just born with a high self-esteem. I don't know how they do it. Even when they are doing bad, they're still shining. They're loud at everything.
Yeah.
This is how I see it, and this is a cliche, of course. But this is how I grew up seeing Nigerians.
But I don't think it's a cliche, Wamboi.
It's not.
It's not.
It's true.
When you meet because here in Germany, for those living in Kenya, I think in Kenya nowadays there are also many Nigerians.
Are everywhere.
But nowadays Nigerians, because of the movies and all that, they're very present in everybody's life.
It's true.
And they make themselves get felt when they are there. You will feel them.
Yeah.
You will hear them.
Yes.
And this story is just amazing. Tell us about this.
Let me tell you the story. So now there is this prophet. Let's say his name is Omoko. I don't remember the name. And so the prophet, surrounded by other guys who look very serious, is standing there. I think he's talking to a news anchor, or I don't know, or maybe he's in church. I can't tell because the picture is very small. And he reports about himself that he wrestled with the devil single-handedly behind closed doors. And he had this belt that you used to see when you watch wrestling movies.
Wrestling, yeah. The
These
ones they
huge
see when they
belts.
win, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is proof that he fought with the devil behind closed doors and he won. So good news,
means
everyone.
The devil is dead. Everybody, the devil is dead. Killed by a Nigerian prophet single-handedly
Behind
closed doors. Don't
that
forget
is
that.
important. And you know what I wondered? Who gave him the belt?
Yeah, that is
The devil?
You know, that small picture raised so many questions in my head. Who?
Oh, Jesus.
Winning means there have to be two competitors. So the other competitor was the devil, and and he got the belt for destroying the
Yes.
devil. So Satan
Yeah.
is now gone.
Yes.
Thank Nigerians.
Thank you, Prophet Omoko.
Prophet. That's a story I will never because it made my evening.
He also made my day.
Yeah,
I'm still laughing.
it's
Just
yeah.
thinking about it.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
So relax. Whichever problems you were having, you can let them go now.
Yeah,
It's all good.
The devil is Satan is dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's no longer a liar.
No.
He's just dead.
My headscarf is going up.
Because the devil is. I thought the devil is dead. This is the work of the devil.
I think now we are seeing the results. So I'll just
The
put it
devil
like
is
that.
angry.
Yeah, the devil is angry. So we will continue like that. It's also looking big.
It always looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was that. So those were the musings of last week, but otherwise the week has been good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah.
And now that will not burn in hell, can we talk about some interesting things?
Let's do that.
Because
Today.
some of you people, we talked about sex last time. And of course, we get sent to hell for such things, talking about these things publicly.
So we can relax now.
We can relax now. That's what I mean.
Yeah. We can talk about whatever. Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. So what are we talking about now? We've even forgotten.
Dear listeners, I think I'm going to post that somewhere. I don't know. I'll try and see if I can post
Maybe
this picture somewhere.
we can do a thing here that
Maybe we'll
that
see
can-
what we can do
so that you can see
so
that
you can see that it's
real.
really good.
It's real.
It's really good.
Yeah.
But we will not talk about Nigerians too much. I think the whole topic of Nigerians is a topic on its own.
Yeah. I think so too.
Yeah. But today we thought about, the way we've been talking about sex and sexuality. And since then, I have gotten a lot of messages
Me too.
from people. And they were very shocked at how open we were talking about sex. And Cara and I just got thinking about the differences, how we talk about things home, how we talk about things here. And we came back to the whole topic of culture shocks, those things that you always thought were absolute no-goes, which become normal.
Yeah.
And we wanted to just explore the whole idea of culture shocks, because culture shocks, many people think, especially our white counterparts, generally think that when we talk about culture shocks, we are talking about the country in itself, how the country is, the buildings, the cars, the machines. We've never seen all this outside stuff. But Karo and I agree, culture shocks are actually, for us, our experience with culture shocks was very different. That's why we wanted to explore that today. Yeah. So, Karo, let's start with you. What was your greatest or the most present culture shock that you have in mind right
The
now?
most culture shock that, or the biggest for me was when I came after getting married. I told you we went to France. I told that story about our honeymoon in France.
Yeah, where you got
Yeah.
this legendary.
Yes.
I will never forgive you for that story. I will never. Dear listeners, if you've not listened to that, Carol told me that she got a proposal on the sky.
Yes.
And
will you
yours
marry
truly
me?
believed.
And one boy was like, really? He believed everything about that. And that was episode 2, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
2 or 3.
really early on when I still
yeah.
trusted
In
you.
the what you still
That's not happening. That's not happening
Now you
anymore.
question everything
No,
I
I take
say.
everything you say with a grain of
Yeah,
salt.
It's
so
okay.
go on.
It's okay. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
So it was that time, and we were in France. And what we did is that we just wanted to have a very easy holiday, that we had everything in the car, like our swimming costumes and everything. And we said, we're just driving around because, France is beautiful. And where we were, there are mountains, there's the ocean, and just driving around and seeing the countryside, it was just amazing. And so we stopped at some point because we saw the ocean and decided, let's go and swim. We have everything here. Let's go and swim. So we get in, go down. It was a bit, you had to, like, you could not see immediately you got out of the car, you could not see what was happening on the beach. So we got down, and then after walking a few steps, I saw 2 naked people walking on the beach. And I was so shocked, one boy. For me, it was, just imagine what happens sometimes in Githurai. And I don't mean to diss Githurai people. This is something that is said. This is something that happens. Your shoes can be removed while you're still standing there waiting for the bus, and you see them being sold.
No, say to
That-
Githurai. Githurai. Yes. Githurai people.
Githurai people, just please confirm this, because this, on the bus stop, waiting for the bus, you hear how people are negotiating, and it is your shoes.
You're like, wait a minute.
What are they talking about? Yeah, Adidas. What is happening with my things today? Adidas, how much are you giving me for? And then, I don't know, 200 euro. Okay.
No,
And then,
shillings, guys.
shillings, sorry, shillings. And then they come remove it. 2 people. They remove your shoes and they are given.
Oh, wait. They've
Yes.
not stolen them yet.
No, they are bargaining. They want to know how about So for me,
Wait, you're still wearing them.
of course, you're still wearing the shoes, and they begin and sell them.
Sorry, let me laugh.
So whether it's shoes or a jacket or whatever. So for me, people, one boy continues to laugh here.
I can't.
Get the right people. Let's confirm this for me, please.
Oh, dear.
So, what is happening?
I can't.
My headscarf is shocked today. It doesn't want to remain in place. So
I can't.
here we are. So what happened is, boy, stop laughing. Now I'm even confused. It's so true. There's a time my sister, I don't have Christian. Please. My boy needs help. while I
Carousel
try
needs help.
my headscarf, because today it doesn't seem to sit the way it's supposed to sit. So here we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to you, and I'm full of tears, guys. That's why Caro is laughing, and someone is
You
looking
see
for
her,
tissues.
She's just finished. That is one boy when she starts laughing. So for me, guys, I was like, these people walking naked on the beach cannot have removed their clothes voluntarily. So I thought somebody came and stole their
like
clothes.
Idurai.
It was like Idurai for me. And I thought, whoa, this was even more dangerous than the Idurai things. They remove all your clothes. It's not only the shoes.
The people look distressed.
That is the thing. They didn't look stressed. They were just walking. And you're looking at these guys. I think the guy even had his hands behind. So here in
He's not
front,
covering.
he just went, the woman, the boobs are just.
You are looking.
Of course.
They don't look.
I looked because it's because of the shock.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So I was just thinking, what is happening? I was so confused in my shock because I was thinking, should I help these guys? I'm looking at my husband and, with questioning eyes. Should we help them? I'm not even trusting myself to speak because I don't know what is happening here.
But you might end up like that.
Yes. So I'm just, and then just a few moments later, we see another couple coming, also naked. And I was like, oh my God. So and then I asked him, what is happening here? And he told me, I think we forgot to read. I think we didn't see a sign that said this, an FKK beach. FKK beach is a beach where people are naked. Everybody is naked.
You're supposed to be naked.
You're supposed to be naked. And so he asked me, should we stay? And I'm looking at him thinking, are you crazy? And he says, of course, when we stay, we have to also be naked.
Also walk naked with the hands behind your back.
Out of your mind? Can you just imagine? And that time I was new. I had even never gone to a sauna. That was a culture shock for me. It was like, this is what white people do? And we talked about Satan, but I was so sure this is where the devil lives.
I get that. These people must be demonic.
Yeah, it was just something so new. And you know how it is at home with nakedness. You just don't show it. I think that some people, their husbands have never seen them naked.
I think even those people have never seen their husbands naked.
Yeah, sometimes if you're talking about you, close your eyes.
It's amazing, the whole nakedness thing. I think even for me, that was one of the big ones. Like this nakedness, the readiness to just expose your body.
Yeah.
And, growing up and believing that was wrong. It was a sin.
Yeah.
Even like growing up, I wasn't allowed to wear trousers. I don't even know why, because trousers cover them.
Actually, they cover more.
They cover more. There were so many
that
strict...
is for men. Yeah.
That's for men. How you dress meant this. It just defined who you are. And the more you covered up, the better person you are.
Yeah.
So even me seeing people running around with hot pants, even men doing that, I had never seen that. Was like, wow, why is he doing this?
Yeah.
It was, and then nakedness between parents and children.
Yeah.
That was also a big one for me. When you came from swimming and then you see a mom and a son just marching together to go and
change.
And bathe. For me, that was, I thought this must be wrong.
Yeah.
How do you do this?
Me too.
I have never seen my mom naked.
Me too.
Never in my life.
I was also saying, I think I've never seen my mother's underwear.
Yeah,
it's washed, and then while taking a shower, that's when you clean it, and then you hang it somewhere, and you hang
something on top of it.
On top of it,
yeah,
so that it cannot be seen. This is your secret. This is something you put.
Imagine that
inside there.
It's so crazy.
It is. But I also, I am still very Kenyan in that sense. So I don't change my clothes in front of my kids. We have done that maybe during when we go swimming, but because my kids know that we don't show each other's bodies like that, even when I'm changing, if we're in the same cabin, they'll look away, and I'll do the same
For them.
With
them as
when they
well.
were little, I wasn't doing that, but nowadays I respect their privacy because they show me they respect mine. I also respect theirs. So we don't show nakedness. It's just there was a time my son was in the bathroom, I think, and he had not closed the door. And I got in, he had just finished showering, and he was like, "Mommy!" And I was like, "Hey, relax. I've seen that body of yours a few times already." But then I told him, "I'm sorry." It was like, but you see how they want their privacy to be respected. And I am okay with that. And I don't know. I would feel, I don't even know, because my daughter was talking about sauna. And then I thought about it and I was like, I don't know how I would feel about that.
Oh yeah, I have seen people bringing their kids.
Even
Remember when
younger.
we went to the sauna and there was this
there
young
was
girl,
a very young,
and the mom and the dad were there, and she was also there, and they were all naked. For me, that's like, it's like a movie.
I don't know how I would feel about that.
Yeah.
Maybe if I went with them, I would have. I don't know. Sometimes these are things I say. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
There. Yeah.
Because maybe I'll feel comfortable because everybody's naked. Could be, but it's still something that, of course, we wash underwears. We'll sit at the sofa and we'll be folding them, and my son will also fold my underwear. So that's not anything that is so big. He'll fold my bra. Yeah, so that's not a big problem. But this issue of nakedness, that one I'm still not very comfortable with the kids. Everywhere else, of course, sauna, I remove everything.
I know that. I know she does that. I do that as well, though.
Yeah. So
that's a good point. With nakedness, it has been a big one.
Yeah.
Do you know what was my greatest, I think really, really the greatest culture shock? I think this was maybe 2 days or 3 days after I arrived in Germany. And my guest parents, I came here as a au pair. I've talked about this. I used to live with a German family. And this is why I spent a lot of time. This is why I learned how to speak German and the German culture and everything. And I don't know, I think we had gone to church. And after that, they tell me, let's go for a walk. So, and you know me, I love walks. So even back then, I still loved walks. So I was like, oh yeah, let's go for a walk. So we're walking and there's all these nice, beautiful flowers and there are stones. And there are stones all over. And I had not thought about where I was because it just looked very beautiful and calm. And there was these straight stones. And in every stone, there were dates on them, So I keep saying, 1900 to 19 whatever. And then there were crosses. And then it hit me. We were walking kwa makaburini.
Graveyard.
In a graveyard. Oh dear. The shock. The fear.
Just go for a walk in a graveyard.
My God. That for me, I thought I was going to die. I was so shocked. Do you know, I grew up knowing in Kenya. And of course, this is how it happens in Kenya, at least where I grew up. When a family member dies and you have a piece of land, you bury them in your own piece of land, at the back, behind there. And then there are these graveyards for people, many, many people. And those graveyards, we don't go there unless we're going there to bury someone. You go and bury someone and you get the hell out of there,
Yeah.
And I grew up knowing you can't even point at a graveyard.
Yeah.
You can't, not even going there.
You
pointing. You're not supposed to point it.
That's so true, yeah.
And here I am, standing
Just
right
rolling.
in the middle of one. And I did not know what to do. For leisure.
Yeah.
We did not go to visit anyone. We were just walking.
Yeah.
And it was during those times when I never used to communicate. For me, communication has been a big one. I think this was also a culture shock. I've had to learn that. So I am in my shock, and I don't think I'm allowed to say that I don't want to be here.
Ah, okay.
So all this is working in my brain, I'm in a graveyard. What do? I start praying. I think I started praying. I don't know what I was doing. I was just so
Stressed.
scared.
Yeah.
I knew something bad was going to happen, but I did not know what. And we went home,
God.
and I thought, what is wrong with these people?
They
What
go-
is wrong with them? And then when and this was just the biggest, then I go out, and I had not noticed that they have all these little gargoyles in the garden.
Yeah.
So these little gargoyles are like stone figures, it's just tiny little figures with big ears, actually they are cute. Now if you ask me, I'll tell you they are cute, but back then I go outside to the garden, and there are all these little gargoyles. Oh dear. I was scared. Oh my God. I thought, where did I come to? Why do they have gargoyles? Why are they walking in the graveyard? What is wrong with them? This place is full of bad spirits, man. Oh my God. I was so scared.
Yeah.
And I think a whole year later is when I told my guest mother.
Yeah.
And she was like, what?
Yeah.
Why
because
didn't
that's
you
not
say
in-
anything?
Yeah. Yeah.
But for me, at that time, of course, I couldn't say anything because imagine maybe there are bad spirits. You can't stop talking about it.
Yeah, and that is the thing, and that is what I was saying. These things, when they were happening, you did not talk about them.
No.
So they were just in your head,
Yeah.
and trying to understand on your own, to explain, to try and why is this happening?
Yeah.
Like the first time I saw somebody, here where I live, it's not a big town, and there are so many people with big gardens outside, just big houses, and the first time I saw somebody with a pair of scissors, just sitting and cutting the grass, the edges of grass, and one boy I was like, what is this guy doing? Because you just can't. It cannot. You cannot start processing that kind of information. You cannot
Why are they
understand
doing that?
why would somebody be having a pair of scissors
To cut grass.
to cut grass. And everything was looking beautiful, and I loved that. And I just stood there and I was watching this guy, just trying to. And for me, the explanation was like, in the beginning, okay, he was maybe doing something with the scissors outside, and then he saw something he has to cut, and he cut, and then now he's going back to the house, And then I stood there and I was watching him, and he was just continuing.
There was no stop.
And then cutting and looking, is that straight? Is that straight? And then continuing with the scissors. And I was like, these people, this is grass. For heaven's sake, this is grass. Yeah. It's not tomatoes that you're going to eat. It's not, you don't have anything, for me, you
What's
don't
the
have any
point?
benefit out of this, other than looking at them and seeing that it's nice. It's not potatoes. It's not, and then spending so much time.
Yeah.
Just having it straight.
Yeah.
That was a culture shock for me.
Yeah.
Because where I come from, we did not, it's not like here where, it was an elderly person. So he was a pensioner, I suppose. So where I come from, we did not have people who are employed, who at some point in life become pensioners, and they have all this time to cut grass with the scissors. So you have people who are working until they die. They are working so that they can feed themselves.
Yeah.
They have gardens, or they have shops, or they have, they are working until the day they die.
Yeah.
But here, somebody stops working at 62, 63, 64,
67.
or now 67.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's getting.
yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It
And,
is true.
And the explanation came much, much later when I started thinking, why? Because I started seeing a lot of such things. Some neighbors just standing at the window, watching what everybody else is doing. And they have so much time in their hands, so much time. Because if you stop working at 62 or 63 or 65, you're still fit and all that. And
especially in
whole
Germany,
day-
people do get old. People
Yeah,
get
the whole
much
day
older.
you're at home.
Yeah.
What else do you do other than control which dustbin is being used?
Oh, we have to talk about that. We have to talk about the dustbins.
Yes, you have a lot of time.
Yeah.
And that was kind of shocking for me
Yeah.
to see somebody cutting grass with a pair of
Scissors.
scissors.
This reminds me the shock I got when I saw that they sell earth in the supermarket.
Here is a quick one to tell you about our sponsors, TDX Media. I've been working with TDX Media for about 5 years now, and this has saved my life, literally saved my life. TDX Media has a way of helping you to optimize your office work. So I am a very chaotic person. My office was looking like you can imagine it. And then TDX Media came and they really helped me to optimize the processes, especially the processes of how I work, what should happen when, they came and advised me. They came and sorted out most of my files and all that, because I am not that. And then my website, it's beautiful because it is being maintained, it is being serviced by TDX Media. And then the CEO of the company, Christian Tiedemann, who does all that, comes to you, advises you, he talks to you, he listens to your needs, and then crafts everything according to how you need it, but adding his professionalism in everything that he does, such that at the end of it all, and he will not use anything he doesn't think is okay for the person visiting your website. So if your photos are not good enough, then he'll not put them in. And that is the level of professionalism that I need when I'm working with someone, so that they just don't do everything I tell them to do. They tell me, okay, it's your website, but it has my name on it. So he will not do anything that is not professional enough. And the other thing is event management. Guys, these guys are so organized. TDX Media is so organized. They have taken control and over. They organize our African festival, which happens every year. So I have nothing to do with it. The first year I organized it myself. I almost went crazy. And nowadays I just get calls, or when we're talking, it's a yes, no, and I have nothing to do with it. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. I love working with these people. I love the way they, present themselves in a way that is, I will talk about professionalism the whole time, because that is what they are. They are professionals. And you see that in everything they do. When they're doing consultations with you, they are very specific in everything that they're doing. You can only be satisfied when you're working with TDX Media. And I'm so glad that have trusted us now to sponsor our podcast. And I've been working with them all this time, satisfied with their work. I'll continue working with them. So please visit their website, www.tidix.de. That's www.tidix.de. Visit them, because you'll be doing yourself a favor. Thank you so much.
And you pay money for it.
Yes.
Earth.
Yeah.
Soil.
Mchanga, soil.
Yeah, soil.
Yeah.
No more soil. Soil, yes. To plant things in it. You go and give out money for it. It's
buy
not
soil.
cheap.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
500 Kenyan shillings, right?
Yeah, or even
Roughly?
more.
Or even more.
sometimes.
That's
Yeah.
the cheapest. 500 Kenyan shillings, you
It's
buy
cheap.
a bag of soil.
Yeah. Yeah, some things just, you cannot, your head cannot even start to process. Why
Yeah.
would I be buying soil?
And then I caught myself
buying.
buying the
Of
art.
course. Of course.
That's the
Because you
funniest,
want
the
to
craziest thing.
plant your flowers and
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
This is something we had never seen before.
Yeah.
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 And these are shocking things that somebody would think that's
crazy. Why are you doing it?
Yeah.
It's the time I tried to explain to my grandmother about the earth thing. I think even in the end, she still didn't understand. I think
Why?
she thought I meant something else other than.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think she thought I had forgotten Kikuyu and I was just not sure
what you were talking
what
about.
I was talking about.
Yeah.
Because for her, it was such a complicated concept to grasp.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would you pay for soil that
soil.
God gave us?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just there on the ground.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
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 But it's not everywhere.
It's not, and it's not the kind of earth. Yeah.
Yeah.
And soil
that
does
you
run
need.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Mm.
I think that is also happening nowadays in Kenya.
Yeah.
In
I think
Nairobi,
even
for
in
example,
Nairobi,
where will you
have
get?
to start buying
Yeah,
soil
yeah.
if you haven't already started
Yeah.
to do so.
Some people will think we are speaking like we are, we've been living here for some years. So
Yeah.
whatever is happening now in Kenya,
Yeah.
we are not so very aware of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if we sound ancient,
Yeah.
forgive us.
We are also probably a bit ancient, aren't we? A bit.
A bit. Yeah, maybe,
when my brother
maybe a
starts
little
speaking,
bit.
I don't know what they're saying
Yeah,
these
that's
days.
true.
So
That's true. Yeah.
I'm lost. I'm lost in conversation in Nairobi. I have no idea.
Yeah. Sometimes I have a niece. When she writes to me, sometimes I look at the message and then I reply, "Can you please write in
Translate.
a language
Yeah.
that I understand?"
Yeah.
Because I don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's also okay. But then talk about the dustbins.
Let's
and
talk about that.
Yeah.
What is this about?
Guys, I think at some point we talked about this a bit. I cannot
We must
remember.
have touched on
Yeah.
this because I think it's such a
Because,
present
you know,
topic.
this thing of garbage separation in Germany, that is something that is so important
Yes.
for the Germans.
Yeah.
If you're new in Germany, please write a list of all these garbage colors, dustbin there.
The
They're
dustbin
actually
colours,
not
it's actually not a
dustbins.
dustbin.
It's a big,
They're huge cans.
huge things where the dustbin is what you have at home. Then you take that out and put in a big one. Like if you're living in a plot, in an apartment where many people are living, outside there are big containers, big containers.
Yeah, containers.
Yeah, with different colors where, one is for plastic, one is for like peels, potato peels,
Bio.
yeah, organic.
Organic waste, yeah.
Yeah. One is for paper and cartons.
It's blue.
One is for plastic. Did I say that?
Yeah.
One is, they're different colors.
A mixture of everything.
A
like
mixture of
metal
everything.
and
Yeah.
all these things that you wouldn't just throw away anywhere. It's great.
And that is something that is so important. And that is what these older people control. Because when you're new, they'll always assume that you do it wrong. And what happened, for example, where I was living, every time I would go down the stairs, there was a neighbor who was living downstairs. And it's like every time she had my door, she was always on the window watching what I was doing. So, and then she would turn away every time I was passing by. And when I put my my paper with whatever,
Your
if it was
garbage.
garbage, plastic or whatever, she would go and control if that was really plastic or that was really
Now,
carton.
let's get this
or that
clear.
is-
These huge bins, they stink
They
like
stink.
hell.
Yeah, because
No,
that is
because-
everybody's garbage is going in there.
Exactly.
But this person
You
is
don't even want to
going-
touch it.
Yeah, opening it
And going inside.
opening my garbage because it's mostly in plastic. Opening to see what is inside.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
Is that even allowed? I think that's not allowed.
you're not allowed to steal garbage.
Oh, you cannot.
That is against the law, people. That is against the law in Germany. You can open, you can watch all you want. You're not allowed to steal garbage.
You know,
It's it's a punishable
Offense.
offense. Yeah.
You know, when you hear this, you think it's crazy, but
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
You have to separate your garbage. You cannot just take. You know, even in Germany, there is something called Sperrmüll. This is where you remove some of your things that you no longer need, like couches and
beds,
beds, whatever,
mattresses, and all that.
And some of these things are really good. You know,
Most of them
are really, really good. You
and
know,
that is something we did not know, one boy, because you buy a bed, you have that bed for the rest of your life.
That's also a culture shock.
Yeah.
Where would you throw away a couch like the nice one
That
like
is,
this?
Yeah. Just because they saw a new one, a better one.
Yeah.
And they don't have like us. We have, when I was living in Nairobi, I would say, I'll take it home to my mother's place because she has a big house or whatever. It was always, you're taking it somewhere or you're giving somebody.
Someone. Yeah.
But here, everybody has everything.
Yeah.
So there's nobody to give it to.
Yeah.
And so these things are just, at the roadside. They have dates. They have a calendar for which garbage is being collected. So every beginning of the year, you get a calendar. And then on this calendar, they have stated, the yellow is for plastic on this day. And then there's this Sperrmüll. Sperr is big things like, beds, whatever. You'll find fridges, you'll find all these electronics.
Good stuff. And you're not supposed to just take that randomly, unless it's written there, this is be given away.
Yeah.
Of course, you can go at night and take it.
Yeah, some people do that.
But actually, it's not allowed. It's stealing.
Some things are just amazing.
It's really crazy.
When you think about it.
Yeah.
But I was, sometimes I was just going by and thinking, whoa, somebody has thrown this away.
Yeah. You can't imagine it. People throw stuff away.
Yeah.
And
my first instinct was, I can collect this. I can take this. But then
where? Yeah.
Where
will you put it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is also something I had to learn when I came to Germany, because even us, we never used to throw anything away.
Yeah.
Like we had clothes from, 19 whatever. I had underwear from whenever.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
It was so difficult for me to throw things away.
Yeah.
And I remember, Carol, I think there's a time we were having this conversation. Why do I still have underwear that I bought 10 years ago? I'm no longer wearing it.
But it's so hard to
throw things away, especially when you grow up in poverty. You always hold on to
things
exactly.
For you never know.
You never know.
Yeah. I might need it at some point. That torn underwear. That
exactly. It's great. And sometimes I will go and wear the torn one because I have the nice ones. I'm keeping them for I don't know when.
For Sunday.
And sometimes I just sit there with myself and ask myself deep questions. Why? Why are you doing this? It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's
why are you wearing
behaviors?
Yeah. Yeah. That is it's just crazy that I cannot. Sometimes I've learned to kind of let go nowadays.
Yeah.
It's still I'm still not very good at it. Sometimes it's my kid who say, "What are you keeping it for?" Yeah, you never know. We might need it at some point. When? Now they're learning to ask me when.
Yeah.
What will you need it for?
Give me an example.
Yeah.
Yeah. A scenario.
Yeah.
Where you will actually
and I'm
need
like,
it. Never.
I don't know, but maybe we can give somebody who needs it. Who do you think needs that? My daughter is very good at that.
Nice.
And at some point, I'm like, okay. Then,
go to your room.
grudgingly,
You're right.
throw that away. But it's so difficult for me.
I really get that.
Yeah.
For me, it has also been a process to actually throw.
Yeah.
Just throw things
and especially, I don't know why that is, especially underwears. I don't know why.
But I think because even I never had underwear.
Yeah, exactly.
That was so precious.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I used to have like 3.
You had more than me. When I was I don't know, some people will see that we have a group for our high school year. So we have a group, and there was a time I wrote in there, how things have changed. And because I remember I had 1.5 underwears, and I say 1.5
What's
because
the 0.5 what?
one was good, the other one was torn.
Okay.
So it was not a full underwear. It was when the other one did not dry, the full one, I would wear the torn one. It had holes so big. I think it was not covering anything.
Oh dear.
But I had to feel like I had something on.
Yeah, you need it. You really need
Yeah.
that feeling. So
Yeah.
what do?
Yeah,
You keep
1.5.
it. You wash, you dry.
Yeah.
I used to dry with towel.
Of course, with
hang it.
towel.
Exactly.
And at some point, when you wash it so often, you do like that with the towel, and then and you dry it with the towel because you have to wear it the whole day, or even in the evening, because I could not sleep. Nowadays, I sleep without an underwear, but during that time, I always sleep without an underwear. That is unnecessary information. Nobody listens to
TMI. TMI. I love it. Moving on swiftly.
Yeah, exactly. So I used to clean it in the evening, dry it with a towel, wear it because, I have to have an underwear on. And then in the morning, clean it again and then dry it with a towel to wear for the day.
And it was still wet.
Of course.
Yeah. I can't remember how often I've.
Yeah.
And the feeling right now of
wet-
wearing wet underwear is like the most undesirable thing I would want to do.
Yeah.
And I even have a whole cabinet full of underwear. Like I open it and it's just full of underwear. And I think whenever I go shopping randomly and I don't find anything,
You buy underwear.
guess what I'll buy? Underwear.
Yeah.
Because it was like, I
The
think
thing.
it was the thing that I always thought, this cannot be.
Yeah.
And this is the thing I never want to run out of.
Yeah.
So this is why I catch. No, let's
That
talk
is
this in past tense. I used to. These days I really, really refuse to wear torn things.
But also for me, a culture shock was really opening my husband's. That time he was still a boyfriend, drawers, and finding a drawer full of socks, another drawer full of underwears.
Imagine that.
I was like, and I was an adult already, and I had already started working in Nairobi, but even that time, maybe I had 5 underwears at most. But seeing a big drawer full of underwears and socks, I was like,
it has its own drawer.
Yeah. And that is, for us, it was one thing for everything.
Yeah, a box. One thing for underwear, blouse,
Everything,
trousers, shoes.
everything.
Okay, not shoes, but you
But
get the gist.
Yeah. The 2 t-shirts you have, it was, but here, there's the vests, Unterhemd, the vests, they have their own. And then the underwears, and then the socks. And I was just opening and thinking, oh my God.
Yeah.
Why does someone have so many pairs of socks?
Yeah.
Or so many.
Why do you need them?
Yeah. And now when I see what I buy for my kids also, or for myself, I would never have imagined that.
Yeah. Yeah. And you do need them. Like I also have so many pairs of socks, but I run out of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You sometimes I do open my drawers.
Yeah.
I have also a drawer full of socks. And sometimes I open it and I have run out of socks.
Yeah.
Because you don't wash every day because you have a washing machine. So you keep your stuff. You wait when you have enough black clothes. You wait when you have enough white things and then you wash them. So sometimes you do run out of these things, And it's this getting out of this mental scarcity mentality.
Yeah.
I think that has also been a really big one for me.
Yeah. It is. It's just shocking when you see such things and you are not used to that. You're not used to. Yeah. It's just when I think now moving to the next one, when I think about going to a supermarket, that was also a big one for me in the beginning.
What did you buy? Did you buy soap instead of lotion?
Not even that. That one I did not do. I had stories people who buy.
I did not know the concept of soap that was liquid.
Washing gels. He only knew bar soap. Sabuni ya kipande.
Let's go back to the younger me and apologize. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That was bad.
But where are you supposed to
Where
know
would I
that?
have known it?
Yeah.
I had never
that
had
there's
it.
a liquid.
And I'm sure that they
soap
were there in Nairobi, but I could
used-
never have afforded it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it was not anything I bought.
Yeah. So you know what I used to do? There's when I was in high school, there was this, you have one soap for your clothes, one soap to shower, like that. And for me, that was not a possibility. Sometimes I could afford to buy one Palmolive
Yeah,
soap.
the one long one.
No, that was here bar soap.
Yeah.
The big one.
Yeah.
That is what I got bought for.
Yeah. Even me, I had a big one.
Yeah. And you could cut small
Yes.
pieces.
And it was there for everything, for the face.
Yeah.
for the hair.
face, for the hair, for everything.
Yeah.
So what I used to do is I would, how you just trick your mind, trick your head into thinking I would cut a small piece and that is for
The face.
another bigger piece for my body, and then a bigger one for my clothes. It's the same soap.
It's the same soap, but
Yeah.
it looks different.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it also smelled different for me.
Okay.
Just cheating my brain.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. But going to the supermarket
Mm.
was this issue of putting €1 into the
Oh, yeah.
shopping cart.
In the cart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So for me, it was you have to pay €1
Mm-hmm.
to use the shopping cart.
And this is 100 shillings.
Yeah, 100 Kenya shillings.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, it's
What
so
if
expensive.
Yeah.
It's so expensive to use a shopping cart here in Germany.
Imagine that. Just for using it,
Yeah.
you're already spending.
Because I would put it in. I did not know that you can remove it after that.
Oh, no.
So I used to leave it there.
Hey, did you go alone?
Yeah.
Oh, how much euros did you lose?
I think 3 before I went with somebody who told me, oh no, you put it in and then you can get it back. I did not know that. I'll just push it there and then
And just
I
get
was like-
angry and you're
and I
like,
was
"Well,
like,
imagine
it's
this.
going shopping in Germany.
Even just going costs you money.
Every time I have to pay about 100 Kenya shillings.
Just to go.
Just
without
to-
getting anything.
Without getting anything, just to use this cart.
Mhm.
And sometimes, and this, this behavior started back then of going in without a shopping cart.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, I don't want to pay 100 Kenya shillings. I'll just go in
Let her
and I'll
walk
carry my things like this. Because, and then everybody's looking at me like,
What's wrong with her?
yeah, you can comfortably push that thing. But I would carry and then have a paper bag and put them inside.
Yeah.
And then the stress I got after buying so many things, because at home, there's always somebody who's packing your things.
Mhm.
And here, you go to Aldi and you know how fast they are.
And
my
somebody's
things
always
were there.
standing behind you.
Yeah, like pushing you.
Mm-hmm.
And I was standing there thinking, what happens now? What happens now? Nobody's there to pack my things. I was so... And you're confronted with so many things that I did not even think the person before me took their own things. You
thought they left them there.
No, I did not even think.
You didn't notice that that's how the others were doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're so concerned and occupied with yourself.
With yourself, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's asking for the money. She's already finished and looking at you like, oh, you know how much time you're wasting now?
Time.
Yeah. And they look at you like that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. And they start tapping on something.
Yeah, I just took everything into my shopping cart.
Oh.
And then money. And you have to think like, what did she say? Because that time in the beginning, I was
Also the money.
the money. I have to
And
think in
translating
Kenya.
it back to Kenyan
Yeah, I was
shillings.
thinking in Kenya shillings. First of all, the shock. This small shopping here, €80, that's 8,000 Kenya shillings. 8,000 Kenya shillings. This shock.
Return everything.
Yeah. And it was just crazy. And then one time we went to the my brother was here. We went to the metro and shopping.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same principle with putting in €1. So he did not see us putting in the euro. So we went shopping, we were finished. And then after we finished packing everything, he return the shopping cart.
Mm.
And he did like everybody else. He just returned it.
Mm.
And then somebody called him and told him, here,
Mm.
€1.
Mm.
And he stood there thinking,
They're getting
Wow.
money for going shopping.
you get €1 every time. That is 100 Kenya shillings. Every time you return this thing, you get €1. And then he started counting how many people are here.
Uh-huh.
That is a job. Can you imagine that? And it's not a difficult job.
Yeah.
It's just returning the shopping carts. And like we said, you don't speak about these things. So this was going on
Yeah.
in his head.
Yeah, you don't talk about it.
You don't talk about
assume,
it.
you know, and that's the problem with culture shock.
Yeah.
Because
you assume-
culture shock, you are looking from your own point of view.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
the other person is looking from their
Their
own
own.
point of view.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's always a clash
Oh,
of
and,
expectations.
and then later, when we went back there and he saw us putting the euro in, he was like,
moment.
And that is when he told
Yeah.
us the story.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
After
when you
realizing,
realize.
okay.
Yeah.
And he was like, maybe I could, for the time when I'm here, I could be going to the metro, just waiting there, returning the cards for everybody.
Yeah. What a
getting
good
the
job.
euro.
And I could work that.
Yeah,
I could
yeah.
do that.
I could do that job.
Yeah. Yeah.
These are
Easy way to earn money.
yeah,
Yeah.
culture shock.
Crazy.
Yeah. Or even the street, which side of the street
To walk
to
on.
walk on.
Yeah. There's so many rules in this country. Before you know that it's a rule, and because everybody's doing something
Yeah.
and you're not doing it. So you always find yourself on the wrong side and you don't know
Yeah.
why.
Because this is for the bicycles
Yes.
and this is for what are they called?
Fußgänger.
Fußgänger.
Walkers. Pedestrians.
Yeah, pedestrians.
Jesus, our English is rotten.
No, it's the
rotten.
German guy here, the Christian.
Yeah.
He's telling us what that is called in English. It's just pedestrian.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always, even now, I still walk on the wrong side because that is not the first thing I think about
Yeah.
when I'm on the street.
Yeah. You're thinking
My
about other
kids,
things.
They're
They're
that is
automatized.
automatic
Mhm.
for them. But for me, it's here is the road for cars,
Cars.
and this
Anything
is
else can be used.
yes.
But
And
it
then
cannot be.
you just wake up from your daydreaming. They just ring their
Yeah,
bells like
yeah.
crazy,
Yeah.
and they tell
And
you,
they're,
move
and
out
they're
of
also
the-"
angry.
Yeah, they're
And
so
I think
angry.
this is also something, for me, that was also a culture shock. The anger.
How angry?
angry. I was so scared. I was constantly scared because people were so angry. I had never seen so much anger in the same room. For me, it was like, what did I do?
Yeah,
What has happened? You know? And they used to shout.
Yeah, this shouting, especially walking on the bicycle.
Oh,
That way for the bicycles. I think most bicycle riders are angry people.
I don't even know if they're angry or for them it's just so normal. It's not like a big deal. You know, they shout at you and then they're done. But me, I will carry that. You know, it's like, oh, I'm heated. So the bicycle driver that I don't know hates me. Yeah. This country. It's just people were angry. Even friends. At some point they will just shout at their kids. And every time someone will shout, I'll be like,
Yeah,
I had never, like my mom never shouted at me.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I never grew
The
up being
shouting,
shouted at. I was beaten, guys. I was beaten with a stick.
But not
But
shouted at.
nobody ever shouted at me. So for me, but even up to today, shouting at me is really, it's
You cannot
still a
have
no-go.
that.
I can't have that. If someone shouts at me, I get very defensive. I get very angry and overprotective. For me, shouting still doesn't work. That was really a difficult one for me as well. And even kids shout, you know, everybody's shouting.
Yeah,
When you go to school, teachers shout at kids. So there was a whole lot of shouting, angry,
Is it
complaining
really shouting or
people.
just speaking loud?
No, there's a difference because Nigerians are
Our brothers and sisters from Nigeria. They're loud. They're loud.
Nigerians are loud. Although even them, they always sound as if they are having a fight.
Yeah. When you
It's
ask
true.
many people, they sound like they're fighting all the time.
Yeah.
It's just, there's a forceful, the way they use the language.
Yeah.
With so much command and so much
Yes. This insisting.
confidence and, you know.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
it needs all the air it can get. I don't know. And I think it's also in the language. I mean, the German language is also it's hard. It's a hard
it's a hard language. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's
So
true.
if you don't know it and you've not, I mean, now I've really gotten used to the language. But if you speak Kiswahili or Kikuyu,
It's a very
it has
soft,
a very
it's
different
like
prosody.
Italian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even when people
Or
are fighting,
Spanish.
you don't know they're fighting. like in Kenya, when people are fighting, they will be still calling each other, "Hey, mama, why did you do that? Please, you can't do this." But in German, it's like it's like a fight. Das
Yeah.
kannst du nicht machen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pass doch auf.
Yeah, it's a hard language.
Big hard words.
Yeah. And that was not so easy being shouted at just because of walking along the
By
bicycle.
random people shout at you.
Yeah. There's so many road police.
Yes, there's a lot of
police, not police in the same of police like them, but people controlling, just random people controlling what you're doing on the road.
Yeah.
So
the police here don't have a lot of work.
No. They really don't.
The normal police.
These normal mwananchis, the normal people, do the whole
They do the
work.
Yeah.
Because they'll tell you when you're, red light, if you ever try to cross. There are no cars. We are used to in Kenya, you just cross. Red doesn't mean
in Kenya,
anything.
The lights are suggestions.
Yeah. You want to
Nobody
go?
cares. If you care,
you remain there. You stand
remain
there
like an idiot. Yeah.
The cars are moving. It's red for the cars, and then
the cars are still moving.
The cars are
when
still
it's
moving.
Red.
Yeah. So it's for you. When you're in the middle of the road and they see you, then they stop. But if you wait for them to stop for you, you can stay there for forever.
This happens to me every time in Nairobi. I stand in front of the Afya Center. I want to cross over. Oh dear.
You wait and wait and wait.
It's not just cars. There are people, cars being pulled by people, mkokotenis being pulled, people running, people shout, it's loud. And I stand there and look at the light. And I wait.
We have the light.
And I wait.
Waiting for the light.
Okay, the next one. I will move with the next one. Okay, I don't move. Okay. I will move with the next. So these days I even take my brother. My brother is like, "Wewe wacha ujinga." Just come.
Yeah. And here, try that. Even when there are no cars in sight.
Yeah.
Somebody will tell you that.
Yeah.
Somebody. Yeah. It's road.
Or even jacket, Carol. Oh, that really shocked me. Because random people were asking me, "Are you not cold? You must be cold. Are you not?" I'm like, leave me alone, man. Leave me alone. This is that's why we are like.
Most people feel the need to.
Yeah. It's meant to be helpful, I think.
Yeah, some of it.
Yeah, I think really generally, some of it is really meant to be helpful.
It's meant to be helpful, but some of it
is also...
It's also just getting into other people's business.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but
also
because
true. Also true.
Even that one with red light, and then they start telling you, there are kids here. You're a better example to the kids.
Raise your kids.
Yeah. If I'm a mother, I'll show my kids what's right. So the other person who is doing that, we should be good examples. Yeah. But I don't have to go telling everybody to
follow rules.
Yeah.
The control in this country is really on another level. Yeah. That still remains true.
Yeah, that remains.
Yeah.
There are so many people who get into other people's businesses, but really, really in a very annoying way.
There's a time I saw a meme on Facebook or some social media where there was like Spain, how people are controlled. In Spain, there's the CCTV. Even China, there was the CCTV. USA, like these places being video überwacht.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You're being watched.
Yeah.
And in Germany, there was no CCTV. It was just a curtain. You didn't see anyone, but you saw a curtain had been moved a bit at the window.
Yeah.
I just thought that was so funny.
Yeah, it's so 100%.
Yeah. And of course, it's a cliche, and we're not saying Germans are bad people. these are just the things that we notice that still
were
remain
different.
funny. Yeah, well, they were different.
Sometimes you laugh about them,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's annoying.
Sometimes it's annoying, especially when it's a culture shock. I come from a different culture, and somebody going to Kenya will be annoyed by things as well.
Of course, of course.
So this is
many
this is
people get
culture shock.
annoyed with our feeling or no feeling for time.
We should have talked about that, but I think our time is running. And the time thing.
Oh yeah,
Man.
time.
Mhm.
I think this topic can have 1, 2, 3 because there are so many things.
Yeah.
And when we start going deeper into the topics,
it can't end.
It can't end. Yeah. So I think we have to stop here for today.
Yeah. And so you dear listeners, please do let us know
what was your
culture shock.
Yeah.
Maybe you went down through the Einbahnstraße.
I have a story for that.
Taking
Next time. I have a story for that. That was the most scary thing I have ever experienced. Let's do a part 2 of this.
We're doing a part 2
I have
of
to
this.
tell this story.
Okay. Part 2 coming, dear listeners.
Part 2 is coming. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for always commenting, sharing, and liking our conversations. We also thank Christian, the guy behind the camera who does our editing, TDX Media, of course, for sponsoring our podcasts, and maybe also La Cula Restaurant for giving us this space.
Oh yeah, we never thank La Cula. This space with all the colors and the water and everything, and the microphones and the lights.
This is where we record.
Yeah.
La Cula Restaurant. And, we thank everybody that makes this podcast happen. Yeah. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week.
Have a good week.
Yeah, have a good week. Bye-bye.
Bye.